Hi there, this is Ray Fearing, and I'm going to be showing you how to create in Google Drawing an interactive image that can be used for annotating with student comments. So for this example, I have gone ahead and imported an image here that I got online, and I cited my image down here. There's a citation. If you want to get an image, you can either use one you have, search for one on the web. You can also, in Google Drawing, go to the Tools tab and click Research, and that will open the research pane on the right. And then from here you could do an image search. I'm just selecting images, and then I might type in my topic for today is flowering plant life cycle. And this will give me all images for flowering plant life cycles, but I can filter this by clicking on this little tab here. Will let you filter the image by usage rights, so I can select only images that are free to use, share, or modify, even commercially. And this is nice because then you know these are okay to use. A lot of other images are okay to use too, as long as you cite them. But this is a nice way to be sure you or students are using images that you can legally use. So then you would just grab any image you want here and drag it over, and then be sure you cite the image as well. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed a different image, and that's the one I'm going to be using about the flowering plant life cycle. And to make this image interactive and able for students to annotate it with their comments, I'm going to do a few things. First of all, I have my image placed here. I only use part of the screen for the image. I left this blank because I'm going to put some instructions over on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box where I can type some information for the students and give them some instructions. So I'm going to tell them to do two things. One, I'm going to have them choose a stage in the life cycle, and then for them to interact, I'm going to have them insert a comment. So I'm going to ask them, what do you know about this stage? And why is this stage important in the plant life cycle? Got a couple typos there. So you could modify that question however you wanted to. What I'm doing here would be addressing a third grade science standards. I've got the NGSS standard listed down below here, and it also meets an ELA literacy standard for third grade, and I've put that standard down here. So it's just a piece of work, a little bit of work towards these two standards. It's not meeting these standards wholly, but it is something I would use to help me get students to meet this standard. So I have one question, and now I'm going to enter another question I want them to do. I'm going to tell them to click on the flower. So they're going to have to select the flower in the image and answer this question. And the question is going to be, why is the flower dying? Important for its survival. Okay, so those are the two questions I want them to answer, and I have them listed here for them. And I would have taught before how to insert a comment. So I could also put a little tip here on how to do that, or in a little image, but I would have taught that already. So I'm not going to include it here on this picture. But of course, I will show you how to do that in just a minute. So now I've got my image, I've cited it, I've got the standards I'm addressing here just so you know, and I've got my questions. So now let's make the image clickable for the students so that they can't edit it, but so that they can comment on it. and comment on specific parts of the image. So what I'm going to do is everywhere I'd want them to click, I'm going to put a shape. So I'm going to go up here and choose a shape, and I think I'll just choose a square, should be fine. And over each section I want them to comment on, I'm just going to put a shape around it. And in order for them to see the part of the picture and not this blue square or rectangle, I have to do a couple things. So first of all, I'm going to go up here and we are going to change the color from this blue to transparent. So I clicked on the paint bucket tool and I'm going to choose transparent so then they can see behind it. Now at this point I could leave it and the students would be seeing this box, which is nice. You might want to do that. As sometimes you may need to really have the box outline where they should be clicking. I like to not have the box, so I'm going to go ahead and select the box so it's highlighted, and then go up to my line color tool, and it's set to black. I'm going to make that transparent also. And when you do that, then when the students see the image, they don't see any of the boxes, but they can click on, when I said to click on the flower, they would be able to click on the flower here and it would select that shape. Okay, so I'm going to copy that shape and use it again down here. So there's our copy of it. I'm going to put it over this next one they could click on. And I'm going to copy it again and it could go here, another stage in the plant life cycle. So I have 1, 2, 3. I need 2 more, so I'm just going to paste 2 more of those and drag them over here. So the seed formation, I might just make that one a little bigger. And then I have this one I'm going to do over here by seeds. Let me make that one a little smaller. And now all of my stages of the flowering plant life cycle have a shape around them. So seeds, germination, growth, pollination, and seed formation. And what I'm going to do then is have students have view or comment only rights on this image, and then they will be able to view it and insert comments, but that's all they can do. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure everything looks the way I want it to look. Maybe I'll make this a little bigger. And I could make these questions in a color if I wanted. Oops, that was the highlight color. I want highlight to be transparent. I want my text to maybe be purple and bold, so we'll do it like that. Okay, and then I have put all the stuff on the Google Drawing workspace, but you can see behind here some gray and white squares. And so I'm going to go ahead and create a background. And if you just control click or right click on the background, you can change the background. So let's go ahead and I think I'll just make it white. There we go. That looks a little cleaner. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And this is something I would probably display for the students and go over with them and then share it with them either in Google Classroom, or I could share the link with them and then have them work on it. So what I would do then is go up to the blue section up here, the share button on the top right. And when you click the share button, you get your share settings. And because I don't want students to edit this, but I want them to do more than just view it, I need to give them commenting rights. So I'm going to get a shareable link that I can share with anyone. I could also, if I had my class in a group, I could put in, first period or Miss Fearing's 3rd grade class, and it would share it with all of them individually right here in the people section. But I am going to go ahead and share it with a shareable link. So it could be anybody in our Google Apps for Education domain, or I could change that to be anyone with the link, which I will do right now. And it says their accesses they can only view, but I need them to be able to comment. So I'm going to change it so that it says can comment. So now anyone who gets the link to this image can comment on this picture. Okay? And once I've got that, I'm going to click save, and then I would share this link. And like I said, I can share this in Google Classroom. I could share it on my website. I would probably shorten it first before sharing it on my website. But that's what I would do, or just type in some words and link them so they have something to click on and go to the drawing. So that's what I would do, and then it's ready for students to comment on. And what's nice is when students get the image in front of them on their device, they will click for question 1 on any stage they choose and answer these questions. And then they will also click on the flower and insert a comment that answers this question: why is the flower dying important for its survival? And so I would just wait and look at all the comments. So I'll show you how to do one. So here's one of the flowers. They could click on either one for question 2, and that's cool with me. I left it kind of vague so that I didn't say which flower. But once they click on an image, then they just go up to insert comment. And they won't have all the editing tools and choices. All they will have is the commenting ability. So when they go insert comment, it will open up a comment bar on the far right. And if they're logged in, it will have their name. But because we're not requiring people to be logged in, anybody that has the link can comment. It may not have their name. So if you don't have their name and they're not logged in, you might ask them to include their name in their comment so you know who commented. But if they have Google Apps accounts and you want them to be logged in, then it will have their name up there of whoever is logged in. So once I have clicked on the part of the life cycle that I want to answer my questions to, I will then insert my comment. So student thoughts will go over here, and then they click the blue comment button, and now those comments are logged over here. And what's interesting is as more and more students do this, those comments will line up over there on the right. And then what you can do is click to see who made the comment. So now I can either put my mouse over this comment, and you'll notice what highlights is the corresponding area of the diagram that was commented on. So I put my mouse over here, and I see that pollination lights up. So this comment was about pollination. And I put my mouse here, and I see that this student commented on seed formation. So they're linked to the area of the image that they were commenting on. And as more and more comments show up, when you actually click on the box, they will sort all the comments over here, and all seed formation comments will come to the top. And when I click here, you see it highlights and the pollination comments move up to the top. So that's a nice feature for teachers and for sharing all the student thoughts, whole class. You might go later, share this on the projector, and go through all the comments that students made. So that's how you do it. Not too hard, and I hope you have fun. I can't wait to see drawings and interactive images that you create. Thanks.